Hi loves, welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today is a Friday. I am about to head out to work, but I have 4 books that I hope to tackle this weekend. It's very unrealistic, but who am I if I am not setting the most ambitious, unattainable TBRs for my reading vlog? I am currently reading The Wax Child. It was longlisted for International Booker Prize for 2026. So the two ebooks I have for this weekend is this and the deserters. I am almost 60% through The Wax Child, so I hope to finish that today. So I want to submit my phone for repairs so that it can just be in optimal condition now that I have decided to come back to long form content. As a result, I'll be taking The Motive by John Lescure to work. This is a legal thriller. I said this because I wanted to improve my deduction skills. I wanted to make a video solving that for you guys, but I just realized that I haven't had the time, so I actually have to finish this book. I did start. I'm on page 15, right? That's just the beginning of chapter 2, but this book is not mine. Actually, it was my sister's colleague that gave it to her. So when I submit my phone for repairs, I hope to get through more of this. Maybe I will collect clues and share them with you, but it just won't be like a whole separate video. And so if by any chance I tackle these 3 books I have mentioned to you guys, then I might pick up Twisted Prey by John Sandford. This is a I think a thriller, a crime thriller, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I just want to get the Johns off my shelf pretty much. As it obviously, when there is an update, you guys will be the first to know. I'm so excited to be back. Hello. So today is Tuesday. I finished The Wax Child the day that I started this vlog, and I started the deserters, but I haven't made much of a progress with the deserters. I just feel like reading 2 long list books back to back and like trying to read 3 because I want to do a series and just talk about a couple of the books before the short list is announced, just get myself in on the conversation around the International Booker Prize. It just feels a little bit like overkill because of the literature, right? And it's just something I need to ponder. And also I kind of was just not a fan of the pretentiousness, having read 2 books in the long list, now reading the 3rd one. Quite admittedly, the first one wasn't as pretentious in the storytelling, like in the prose. I'm using the word pretentious not in a bad way, but just in more of like a descriptive way. This manner of just describing things that don't really matter. Like, yes, obviously there's going to be a point to this story, but this roundabout storytelling method that just makes it look like some mundane exploration of the characters' emotions, especially when you know it's not. Kind of, it just gave me the ick the moment I started the deserters. So I decided to just put that on hold. Actually, I didn't decide to put that on hold. I have been physically unable to pick it up, but I think from today or tomorrow I might be picking it up because I was able to find a read in between. It is a Chinese web novel that I am translating my Google Translate, but it's so freaking good. It's about this girl that had an accident, died in her life, and is now transmigrated into a novel where the character she now plays is a supporting female lead, and she has this system like guiding her to do tasks to sort of break up the relationship of the main couple in the novel that she's now inside of, because she has a crush on an MMC in that relationship. Just a quick what I think about The Wax Child. I've been thinking about this book so much these days, and the word that comes to mind is witch hunt, because of like just certain things I see on the internet where a woman does something like unconventional and everybody is piling on her, telling her what she should do, what she shouldn't do, and it just resembles so much of the witch hunt that the mother of the main character, the Wax Child, in the Wax Child experienced, where these, I don't want to spoil it. After I read that book, I've just been seeing so much going on the internet, and the word that just pops up is witch hunt. And I'm like, we think we have gone past the ages of burning women at the stake, and we haven't. Actually, it's actually really sad to see, but also very enlightening in that manner. We are going to be converting this to a March reading diaries. Yeah, because I just realized that I truly do not have much going on outside work, and then most of my reading is in ebook format, so there really is nothing to show you guys truly bureau wise. And I think honestly I can't be bothered. Yesterday, that was Friday, I ended up starting and finishing Men Without Men by, I've forgotten the name of the author. I truly enjoyed it. It was so great. I honestly cannot wait to go talk about it on my Instagram for the series I told you guys about, even though I've actually not started doing the series. And I'm really worried if I will actually end up doing the series because of like time, to be so honest with you guys. But that was such a beautiful read. It's a book that is banned in Iran, and at first when I started reading, I was like, I get why this is banned. But the more I read it, the more I'm like, why should this be something I read and be like, yeah, I get why they banned this? Like, that is not a normal reaction. But this book honestly came to me at the right time, just because of the current happening. Is a lot. It's so heavy, and I literally had a headache yesterday just from scrolling, on social media and seeing those things. And reading this book was kind of like a comfort to me at that time. So I really did appreciate that. Then for the deserters, I'm not even up to 20% through, but I am not DNFing it. This book, I think, is one that I just need to take my time and read, because I had to go and look at, kind of reviews just to understand what was going on. I talked about the pretentiousness in the writing, where I was trying to explain how, the writers will use all this roundabout method, kind of describe all the surroundings, but it feels like in the grand scheme of things, they don't matter. Then the deserters is like two different stories, and they're told in very different styles. So I was so curious to see if it was going to overlap in any way, like just what the future of the book holds, to see if I was going to DNF it or not. And so I did look at reviews and, other posts about the book, and I have decided to, pick it up as I please. So this is a book that I am actually hoping makes the shortlist, just so I have more time to, explore it. And because I feel like if it doesn't, I honestly might give up, because it's a very challenging book to read, and I need motivation to pursue the challenge pretty much. So that's why I hope it makes it to the shortlist. So this weekend I'll be taking a break from reading the International Booker Prize long list, and I will be reading all about the vampires. I have two books lined up for this weekend, one of which I've started, Vampires in El Norte by the author of Hacienda. All right, we are already in April, and there wasn't enough time to update as consistently as I would have liked in March. So let's do a quick wrap for the reading that went down in the month of March, starting from the books that I did not finish. The Deserters, which I did say I hoped would make the long list, just so I could be motivated to read it, because of how challenging that it was, but it did not make the short list, which is actually really not surprising. So I have decided that I will do my best to continue picking that up, but I think I'm just going to pile that up with The Famished Road by Ben Okri. And I've legit been reading this book since last year, and I haven't really gone very far. I am enjoying it, but it's also really a challenging read. I think that I will lump The Deserters with this book. And then before last month ended, I started The Duke. I wanted to see if I could just read another book from the long list before the end of the month, but you guys can see I did not come back to update you guys on anything. So clearly there also wasn't any time to read that. So I hope that I can get through most, if not all of that, in the month of April. And then I talked to you guys about the legal thriller I was reading. I've actually forgotten the name at this point. I'm still with that. I actually haven't picked it up, but I actually have to hurry to pick it up because, like I mentioned earlier, it is not mine and needs to be returned to the owner. So if I cannot get through that this month, I think I'll just return it. The first book I finished was Playing for Keep, which was a really cute romance with a plus size FMC obsessed with games and then this office guy. So it was like really low stakes, to be honest. I really enjoyed how cute and cheesy it was, and just the fact that it did not make the weight of the main character the major conflict of the story. I just felt like that was really refreshing to actually see. Okay, then after that, I just, dove headfirst into trying to read the long list for the International Booker Prize, and I succeeded in reading 3 books from that list. I read The Nights Are Quiet in Tehran, which I really enjoyed, The Wax Child by Olga Raven, which started off a bit difficult, but after a lot of pondering after reading the book, I also am glad to have read. And lastly, Women Without Men by Sharanosh Persipor, I think. I also did enjoy. I decided to take a break and read something more modern, something less literary, because I was getting just a headache from all the literature I was actively consuming. And I decided to pick up what has become my most disappointing read of the year so far, which is Vampires of El Norte. So that is it for this video. I will see you most definitely at the end of April if I am not able to see you in between. That's it. Bye.